Repick. Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Sergeant Neutral Play Survival Chaos. We did spawn as the demons, but I figure we just played the demons. So let's play with the goblins just a little bit. So we are going to roll the dice and see exactly what we get this time around. All right, so that is a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sky Fortress replaces Rocket Buggy. All right, so this is a pretty powerful bonus. So that means we are going to want to probably go as fast as we can and try and get as many tier 4s up and running as possible. All right, no gold mine on our left, 1 gold mine on our right. So unfortunately for the Night Elves, it looks like we're probably going to be going right a little bit here. So we are going to be sending our good luck, have fun, as per the usual. As one does, and off we go. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. We're up against Lordaeron the Drane, who, as you guys noticed, pummeled us pretty badly as the undead. Gotta love that, just tank and roll with it. So let's see if there's any kind of big notifications here in terms of bonuses that we see here. So transmorphs, no, so far so good. Everything's pretty much chilled, pretty much a-okay, easy going, money baby. And for those of you guys who don't know, minus 30% body cost, but minus 5% hit points, but our buildings have plus 10% attack rate, so things are going pretty okay. And we're going to want to really make sure we keep an eye on the basic crude boom powder, because that will buff our crazy tier 4 bonus, and they're going to be pushing into us pretty hard here. So that's fine. It looks like we'll be getting a pretty ideal spawn here. It looks like we'll probably meet them around here. Actually, no, this was an ideal spawn for them, so we're certainly going to have to be a little bit aware of this, probably spend a unit or two. Yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a spicy opening, but I think, you know, the name of the game for us is going to be really survive until we start pumping out tier 4s, and then just let all unholy hell rain upon them with our Sky Fortresses. Send one out here. That's a good spawn there. We'll send another one out. Send another one out there. And then that should be able to hold it pretty okay. I think we will just go straight for a tier 2. Some nonsense going over there, but I think we will rush the Night Elves. I'm sorry, Boggle, but this might just be the way it goes for the moment. And alright, so we're doing alright. We're doing well. We're pushing out here. And Boggle, okay, still no clear unit upgrades at all. No unit upgrades here either, so probably we're just thinking that people are going just economy. It's a solid start, kind of beginning strategy. It's good. It works. And here I do want to keep an eye on this just to make sure that there's no shenanigans, that the Drane, all of a sudden we're not going to have like a wave of elephants come over and say, howdy do. Because as has happened many times before, that has bitten us in the old tojos, in the butt. So we're gonna want to avoid and make sure we have no butt biting this time around. No judgment if you guys are into butt biting, but just for me personally, in terms of video games, the lack of butt biting I find quite nice. So here we are. Unfortunately, we're just not getting let in to see what the Drane are up to, but at the same time, because the humans are pushing in so comfortably, one can probably make the assumption that they are pushing in comfortably. We're going to be getting some basic raw leather armor just to kind of help our, you know, kind of outdo this minus 5% hit points, just so we can get a little bit more on even ground. As you can see here, the humans are going very aggro here. That's totally fine. We've probably painted a bit of a target on our back, just because he knows that we're not going tier 2 into him. So we're going to want to be very careful in terms of what we are and are not able to do. We are going to be picking up some basic punchers. It's 100 gold, and, you know, an extra level of melee is never bad. That's going just fine, and it looks like, no, the humans are still very much dominating where we don't want them to necessarily be dominating in. But now we're going to start hitting Boggle's barracks. Did a significant amount of damage, you know, a non-negligible amount at the very least. And I think in this case we're going to be going for Tasty Turtle Soup. Yeah, alright, so here comes Beastie Nerd. I would imagine it's going into me. Just because the goblins are not a race you necessarily want to leave unharassed until the end, just because it can get a little spicy. And yes, he is indeed going into us. So I think in this particular case we are going to be getting rid of that. I'm going to be popping this, just so we've got a little bit more of a chance to hold them off. At the very least, weaken this initial wave with our 1-1 blasters. You know, it's not amazing in any way, shape, or form, but it's a little more oomph that we're able to get going. And because we have 120 gold, I feel comfortable enough to kind of unleash a research here. It's researching relatively rapidly. And then once they get into the firing range of our towers and all that good stuff, I think all we have to do is send out one brawler, just because I don't want to send out too much more, because obviously don't want to feed, which I know is surprising since I'm the feed master. But I also do not want them to hit my buildings for anything more that they can. So here comes a bit of a pushback here. That's totally fine. And we are going to be getting the gunpowder here, just so we're going to be able to defend against these night elves just that much more. Yeah, because they are building quite a nice little push there. It's probably going to have to be a tier 1 to properly take care of it and eliminate it. But we are also going to be getting the basic Tasty Turtle Soup here, just so we're able to get our building defenses up a little bit more, because boy howdy, I want to keep my buildings healthy. And yeah, and especially with their kind of pseudo-ranged siege unit, it can get a little bit irritating, and the amount of damage that they can punch out is actually fairly surprising. But luckily here, we are, you know, not too far behind the humans in terms of their pure damage dealing capability, and they do not have magic yet, so their sustain is lower than it might otherwise be. So I think we are probably going to be getting some improved gunpowder here. Boom powder, my mistake. I don't want to disrespect the deep knowledge of the goblin people with a mispronunciation. Alright, so here, this is what I was waiting for. Is this tier 2 in the middle, so we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on that. But luckily we're pushing back out here. This is really going to take a tier 1 for us to handle. But we should be alright, and we're already sitting at 2-2 in terms of building defense and damage. I want to save up so I can just go tier 2 in the middle and hopefully kind of intercept with this push here just a little bit, because this is going to be quite the adventure to handle. By no means devastating, but you know, it has the potential to be very problematic. It looks like we should be getting a decent spawn out of it. Even though I could go tier 2 in the middle right now, I'd rather just save up a little bit of gold, because it looks like they're going to be getting an ideal spawn from us. So we might have to spend a good amount of money to deal with this. Let's just double check. Okay, so they do not have heal up, so I'm just going to explode that already. Get them nice and weak, baby. And here we are going to be going tier 2, because, you know, if I can't kill him with 300, I'm probably dead anyway. Yeah, this is going to be relatively spicy in terms of what we can and cannot do. But here we are. 1-0. With this extra wave coming in, that should provide enough. I would like to maybe go another tier 2, hit the back here. Yeah, okay. They are already 3-3, so that's not nothing to sneeze at. 3, 2, 1, 0. Bop. If we can focus their siege units, we should be all right. So granted, that was a lot more mana than I like to spend ever. But that's part of it, is it not? So here we are. We're pushing. We're going to get a few hits in to the humans, but nothing major. All right, so Uther is pushing mid. I'm going to let them do what they got to do because I don't want any part of that. And so, yeah, this is a very aggressive early game from everybody, which is kind of fun because there's that added early pressure that you don't normally see. But I think what would be most helpful for us here is going tier 2 straight up. That way we can access this as well as, frankly, Goblin Rockets just in case things get a little scary. So I will be picking up just the advanced punchers just so we can go 3-2 on our front melee units and hopefully give us a little bit more of relaxation than would otherwise happen. So they're still 3-1, so we're actually getting to the point where we're pretty much outclassing them, but that's because they've been going so hard in the mid. And that's totally fine by me. I will let them have that. And what's nice about this is because he only has 1 level of armor upgrades, we should be able to at least keep this at a relatively calm race. Well, I mean, you know, wave. That's the word. Because, yeah, that's not a wave I'm super worried about. That's a wave that I can throw at maybe a unit or 2 and then keep on moving. Because we were able to fend off this scary Night Elf push, which is certainly better than not fending off a scary Night Elf push. And then we can also start getting the demolition experts, quote-unquote. An extra unit in every wave is very rarely, if ever, a bad thing. We are going to be going for the plus 20% building damage just because it's something that we're going to be able to kind of build upon quite nicely as the game goes on. And yeah, this is one of my least favorite things in the world, is just seeing a dark middle, because if you don't know what's going on in the middle, chances are they're coming for you. So great. So just still 3-3. They have pikemen coming out. It's all stuff that's relatively anticipated. Bling Aura could be very, very nice. I think I will pick that up, because once again, with 238 gold, we can pretty much dump everything that's here. And if we can't defeat the wave with everything that's here, we weren't going to defeat it otherwise. So here we are, as per the usual. We're going to be sending out a brawler. An Whoop. There it is. 4, 3, and good. We've got a good spread of the aggro here. We're going to hit a little bit of a repair guy here. And then we should be able to wipe out the rest while still at the same time researching Bling and getting the extra units in all of our waves. So things are going pretty well here. Alright, so 3 and 4. So they are very, very powerful looking. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 will be good. Ancient of War level 2. And we are still knocking on their door. He's gone full economy, which probably means that he is looking for a late game or a late game play, and I am all here for it. It's also going to be interesting to see how he's able to react with that big push coming in from the mid. Do I want some advanced? No, let's go with a bit more of a tanky build here. Yeah, Beastie Nerd is winning. We're 3-3, which is good. Because we're this way, we're kind of able to hang with the big kids, which I... Oh, but here comes the push. Here comes the push, so this will be interesting. And we're still on him, which is good. Which is very, very, very good for us. The humans are 4-1. I would like to go tier 3 just so I can really, really kind of apply the pressure where needed. I think I will go tier 3 on this side because I'm okay with a slower push here. Slow but steady, slow and methodical, get what we need done, and keep it going. Especially since there's a push going here, so this push is going to get weakened because of how hard he's getting hit. So, advanced boom powder, basic smashers, basic leather armor. I think we're going to be going with some basic leather armor here. Basic studded leather armor once again. Oh, but he went tier 3 into me. Okay. Wish I'd spent just a little bit longer watching that, but hey, at least we have the pressure here that we need. And this, if I save up for 1,000, I should be able to kind of get my guys back into position with a hero. I'll probably send out Tinker, the Ricket Rattletrap. Ooh, but we love the Bubby Trap. We love a good Bubby Trap explosion, baby. And once again, they're holding on long enough that I think, yes, I'll definitely be able to pick up Ricket, which is exactly what I want, because he will be able to hold, not only hold, but also farm for experience. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1, 0. Just gotta throw one more out just so we can get them really off of our backs. And then with Ricket here, that should provide the AoE and sustain enough for us to hold the line. At the very least, hold until we can go 1,500 and keep on pushing here. This Blizzard stuff, though, I would really prefer didn't exist. 3, 2, 1, 0. That's fine. Only 500 more gold to go before we can go tier 3. He's still an Ancient War level 2. Fortunately, that wisp, those freaking wisps. And there is our tier 3. So, in we go with tier 3. And how are his units looking? Still 4 and 1, so a lot of damage, not a lot of stickiness or sustain. He has gone Legend of Ancient of War level 3 into us, so that means we'll just be going tier 4 into him as soon as we possibly can. Get our Sky Factories out there, ready to party, baby. So, now, is there anything that I really need immediately here? I mean, Got Ranks is nice. Let It Rain could certainly be very, very nice. But I think for the moment, we're just going to kick back, hold back, and let the party commence and continue. Since we're tier 2 here, and he's gone into Dalen Proudmoore, we should be able to just kind of kick back and hold the middle. And once again, no hero here, so we should be able to be, you know, kind of take advantage of a tier 4 push here as well. We gotta get aggro, we gotta get to tier 4 as fast as possible, and then we can start getting more of the unit upgrades going. Because once again here, we're able to keep the unit numbers a little bit down. This might have to be a tier 2 depending on how well our tier 4 does. But with something like Sky Fortress, that should really give us an edge. And it looks like we might be, depending on how bloodthirsty and killer my guys get, we should be able to get a tier 4. Ah, not quite. Not quite. We were just a little bit off, but that's okay. Great. There's tier 4. Still tier 2 in the middle. Completed armory level 4. We'd love to see that. We'd love to see that come up. This might have to be a tier 2. We'll see. Or if we're able to get, like, our tank out, that might be able to give us enough time to kind of, like, breathe. Unclear, though. Unclear. But here comes our Sky Fortresses. And for those of you who don't know, Sky Fortress, 400 damage and 100 AoE. 100 damage and an 800 AoE with a Rocket Hail. We do have a hero going that'll be able to go in. So we might not need nearly as much. We might not have to tier 2, which would be nice, because something tells me we might have to address this human problem here pretty soon. So Brandyman has lost his left barracks. So that means the humans just got an influx of gold. Bivani Man has left the game. Understandable. One, 0. Unfortunately, once again, they keep getting us with some pretty fantastic. I will throw out another Sky Fortress. He did go tier 4 into me, which is not great. Just throwing out those 2 units so they can just take a little bit more damage, because we've got this really big backline here that I'd like to take care of. It looks like we should be able to do it. Yeah, we're good. We're good. But then if we send tier 4 out now, that might be able to hold them back long enough for us to start getting some upgrades in place. So he did go tier 4 into me, which is fine. 3, 2, 1, 0. Here comes another wave. Love all that damage going in. A little bit irritating into the Night Elves for sure, just because they're able to heal a lot of that back. But, you know, we're doing all right, too. Oh no, Gazlo's almost dead. Thought he wasn't. But good. We are just really trying to keep the numbers at a manageable level. One, 0. Here comes another wave. Unfortunately, this is without our Sky Fortress, but that's okay. It looks like we are finally pushing them off a little bit. Gazlo's taking less damage, which is my favorite kind of damage to take, is the less. We like less damage, for sure. Alright, so now we've got all this gold. I'm still trying to debate. No, we should be alright. Alright. So now, I think, frankly, time for us to start looking into some alchemy. Fortunately, Gazlo did go down, but he held on for as long as he could, which I'm very alright with. Spear parts, I think, is definitely an important thing that we should take care of. The poor Drane have just been absolutely blown out of the water here. But they are 6 and 5, so it's time for us to really start upping our upgrades here. And getting all these wisps is very irritating. But we still have enough that I can dump out a fair few units here. Alright, let's just try and get the aggro off our barracks. 2, 1, 0. Good, good, good. And then we'll just send a hero down that way. That should handle it perfectly well. We're going to repair. Rage Potion is tempting. Not needed, but tempting. Yummy Turtle Soup could certainly be good. Certainly find a place for that. Ah! Two heroes, but we just have to dislodge them. At least for long enough that we'll be able to, like, push off the humans. Oh, for a minute there, I thought that Zeppelin's fire was our barracks fire, and I was just like, I did not think it got that low. Alright, so here we are. This is fine, this is fine, this is fine. I think we've got enough time here to get some basic advanced crude gunpowder. And now we can finally start upgrading other things instead of our barracks, because our two most important lanes have been fully upgraded. But our unit quality is caca. It is poo-poo, it is bad. 3, 2, 1, with 2 sacrificial brawlers, and here come the blasters. And yes, they're being pushed off. Wonderful. So I think improved studded leather armor is definitely something we're going to want to take, especially since, you know, once they get, like, Moonfall and stuff like that, we're going to be dealing with a fairly irritating amount of units. Well, not units, but just AoE. So Lever Red is basically completely gone, so we are in a pretty significant deficit of gold, but we should be able to catch up. Alright, so just gotta keep getting the Supreme Gunpowder. Alright, so, Yummy Turtle Soup, and now let's look at Scrap Salvage. Boom Rounds is solid. I think Bling Aura could be really, really nice. Especially since it also affects the rocket buggy. Spare parts, level 2. Oh, great. And I think that was his tier 2. So that means he will not have a tier 2 to deal with this coming in. So let's make sure we increase the amount of damage coming out of there as fast and as much as possible. Make sure we stay on top of our repair game. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Look at all this beautiful damage, this good push. And the more skyrockets we have, the more sky fortresses those more sky fortresses we have, the happier I'll be. There it is. That's English, I think. More rockets, certainly a good choice. Research complete. I'm gonna be picking that up. And we are lucky that we don't need to get a tier 3 right away in the middle. Alright, here we go. This could be a very scary moment for Boggle here. With just the sheer amount of stuff coming in. It's going to be a tough hold. It's going to be a tough hold. We're checking it out, but we're also going to keep our fortress. Yeah, so that's... yeah. So now, unfortunately, that means we are going to have to go tier 3 in the middle, just so we can cover our butts a little bit here. So it looks like we might be able to pick up some more money, which would be cool. Lost the middle barracks, but we have been picking up a good amount of cash. If we can get to tier 3 on our barracks, I would be very, very thankful. They are 6 and 6. We are 6 in terms of armor, which is nice. Here comes Gush, and this is what I was worried about. So worried about to the point where I don't know if tier 3 is going to be the best because I don't think we can get the attack bot in time, but I think we have to try.
Research complete.
Especially if we can pick up a couple more kills here. And it looks like we might be able to get a couple more hero kills, which would certainly kind of bump up our gold, which would be wunderbar. Because the thing is, if we can hold off this gush here for long enough, we should be able to catch up in terms of the gold deficit that we have had. Because judging from the size of this wave that came in, we're actually very, very close to being able to afford attack bot. If we can just get Taronda. If I can throw out a couple units here, tier 2, wipe out what's here, I should be able to afford it. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so close. Okay, perfect. Alright, get them off. Okay, cool. Cool. 2-1-0 with attack bot. Don't think we're going to be able to save our barracks. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to dump every hero I have into it. Spicy here. 3, 2, 1, 0. It's another tier 4 wave. Yeah. Alright, so that, we lost that. Let's send out 2 more heroes here. Yeah, especially since our attack bot has decided they're not worth it. But no, I think just that gold help really, really got him where he needed to go. There goes the nuke. We were able to kill Gush, so, you know, that's a bit of a victory there. Not a huge victory, but it's a bit of a victory. And we're definitely going to make him work for it here. The attack bot coming in. Unfortunately, no reinforcements. Yeah, unfortunately, another quick game. But this human player was really, really on top of it. Beastie Nerd. You know, I can only say congratulations. Oh, and here comes Gush again. But how much money, and with hero items, alright, so we know what that was. How much money did he have? That's going to be the #1 thing I'm most fascinated by. Because just seeing that money difference could be the real kind of indicator of what happened here. I also think, per usual, maybe I wasn't quick enough on the upgrades, but I think it was really, I was just really more afraid of holding on to what I had. Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't think the attack bot's going to kill this fast enough.
Ready to
But yeah, without kind of another barracks, I think I could do this without a... I think I could do this without a fortress. No, I would need the fortress to keep my units up to date, and they just aren't. 3 and 6, and they're 7 and 7. I mean, in terms of armor, I'm content, but in terms of just, like, general upgrades, I wasn't able to get that money coming in. And now here comes this big thing. They just got me properly well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry this was a quick game, but sometimes it's just how the cookie crumbles. Congratulations to Beastie Nerd, to all of my fellow competitors. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and join that neutral army. And this is Sergeant Neutral, signing out. Well, you know, in just a little bit here, once the tower goes down. And boom, there it is. Total gold. Yes, kill, total gold. Yeah, an extra 10k difference. Sometimes that's all you need. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful week.